Today's scripture reading comes from the Gospel of John, chapter 20, verses 13 through 18. They said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" "Suppose him to be the gardener," she said to him. "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, Rabboni, which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Do not hold on to me, because I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord." And she told them that he had said these things to her. 4 secondary school students welcomed us with an introduction to the country they love. In unison they said, "Uganda, Uganda. Oh, Uganda, my country found in East Africa, a green and warm environment with fertile soils. We have amazing creatures, mountains and valleys, rifts and flowing waters. Uganda has 57 tribes. Uganda is a landlocked country. Uganda is not a wealthy country, but I am proud to be a Ugandan. Visitors, this is Uganda. Please feel at home." We clap for them and begin to mingle. And later, as I reflect back, I know they are right. Uganda is indeed a beautiful country. But one must look beyond the palm trees, colorful flowers, and fertile farmlands. Hidden behind them, there's another reality. A reality that is not quite as beautiful. Hidden behind the play and laughter of the students sponsored by the NGO we are visiting, a young boy in dirty clothes pushes a wheelbarrow full of gravel. He is helping build a pigsty for the Pigs Project, which the NGO is hoping will provide sustainable income for the other children's school fees. He reminds me of the gardener in the post-resurrection appearance of John. I watch as he continues to be overlooked by many. I later learn that he is 15. He is alone and has lost both of his parents to HIV. Like Mary in her desperation and through her weeping, I can't imagine how overwhelming this situation might have been. For Mary to find an empty tomb, and for Hamza to find himself in an empty home. "Where is he?" Mary asked. "What have you done with my beloved Jesus?" is implied by the question. "Tell me where you have laid him," she asked the nearby gardener. I wonder if Hamza asked these questions when he lost his parents. Then, in the midst of Mary's weeping, the gardener calls her by name, "Mary." And in that moment, she notices it is Jesus. One commentary noted that this was the fulfillment of Jesus' promise, that he would see his followers again and that their grief at his absence would turn to joy. That he would not leave his followers orphaned. But how does this story sit with the story of Hamza who has no one? Or the many left alone, desperate, and seemingly no way out of poverty? I don't want you to think that this is a situation specific to Uganda. It's true all over the world, even in our own backyards. And those with the means to do so exploit the already bare resources came, when my flat-footed, clumsy self took a graceful fall right flat down into the mud. Everyone else is building a pigsty, and here I am, wallowing around in the mud like a pig, with everyone watching. In that moment after, I tried to compose myself and hide the tears. Then from behind me, I heard my name called out, Angel, and Amsa pointed at a wheelbarrow to direct me to get over it and help it push it because it was heavy. It's no easy thing to push a wheelbarrow through the mud. In that second look like Mary, I saw Jesus in him. You know, it's really hard to put into words the overwhelming overstimulation of every sense being in Uganda. Holes fill dusty dirt roads and make for a bumpy ride. Bumper to bumper, cars trot forward, dodging people, motorcycle, taxis, and even the occasional farm animal, even in the busy city streets of Kampala. Being in Uganda, I can't help but ask myself, where is Jesus in all of this chaos? Everywhere I look, there's indescribable amounts of poverty, emptiness, and signs of death around many corners. Images forever etched in my mind. Like the woman in a wheelchair in the middle of a busy highway with a baby in her lap begging. Or the young man I see, most likely younger than you and I, hobbling on a ragged sidewalk with blistered and bleeding feet. I ask, where is Jesus amidst all of this poverty and suffering? So I look for him. My search leads me to see the megachurches with their beautiful buildings. But the fruits of their works has led to a mob-like mentality, convicted to stamp out any sign of difference. I see them spewing hate, I see them spewing homophobia, or even mocking an innocent young deaf girl. I ask myself, where is Jesus in this? Where is Jesus in the prosperity gospel when churches are encouraging their poor congregants to give the last few cents they have towards fancy buildings and their fat pockets? Just like Mary, I'm looking in the places I expect to find Jesus, and I'm disheartened when I don't see him there. It's no easy adjustment to this place. I find myself lamenting the difficulty involved in finding a cold bottle. I complain about inconvenient power outages and slow internet. I find myself deeply disappointed when I think I've finally found a fulfilling meal, only to be served burnt fish sticks and cold french fries, not the fish and chips displayed on the menu. What am I doing? How can I be so selfish as to lament such trivial things in the face of such extreme poverty? Where is Jesus in me that I can see all of this and still be so concerned about the taste, texture, and temperature of the food that so many around me are literally starving for? How can I justify being here and taking up space on a sidewalk with someone whose life experience is so far from mine that I'd just as well be on the other side of the world? I step back and I ask myself, where have I seen Jesus in this day? What lessons are here? To be honest, like Mary, at first look, all I see is an empty tomb. And I wonder, what have they done with him? What have I done with him? But I realize, like Mary, maybe set of expectations. Mary is looking for a lifeless body, not the resurrected Christ. And maybe I am too busy looking right past the embodiments of Jesus present in the everyday experiences. Where is Jesus healing among the wounded, the broken, the insecure, and afraid? Where have I seen hope? Where has there been light in the despair? Where has grief been turned into joy? Just as the resurrected Jesus had been behind Mary and promises to leave his Spirit with them, I realize that Jesus has been right behind me and right in front of me the whole time. I see the Spirit of Jesus has been in the hearts and faces of the people whose paths I have crossed. I see the Spirit of Jesus present in the hands of those reaching out to make a difference, knowing that it might not change the world for all, but believing that it will change the world for the one they're reaching out to. I see the Spirit of Jesus in those who keep going amidst the doubt, as they wonder, does small action really matter in a sea of despair? But they keep going, doing what they can. I see the Spirit of Jesus in the smile of a gatekeeper and his beautiful newborn baby. I see Jesus in the metrics of those dedicated to doing the best they can, even in less than ideal conditions. I see him in the laughter of children on a playground. I see him in a wise old boat driver who navigates the roads with grace and caution. Jesus was in the spirit of a strong transgender man living fearlessly into who he knows God created him to be. As he holds on to his faith while hiding out at a friend's house, because after having his picture posted in the newspapers as an evil homosexual deserving of death, after being told by many that God would prefer him dead, and that he is undeserving to claim the country that he loves as his own. I see the Spirit of Jesus in the cross he wears around his neck. Etched in it, it says, I have called you by name, you are mine. Just as Jesus called out the name of a grieving Mary to say, you are mine, so does Jesus call out the name of Stosh as one of his. I see the same Spirit of Jesus is in Hamsa, my friend who pushes the wheelbarrow with me and shares his hope of being a doctor, even though every circumstance in his life suggests another fate. Later, when he was given a bowl of jackfruit, someone who seemingly has so little taught us all so much. When before taking one piece for himself, he offered it to all of those around him. I saw the Spirit of Jesus in the brokenness, because it is the very substance of which miracles are created. I saw Jesus in the hope for a better tomorrow, in the faith of knowing that it will come, and in the love of those working to make it happen. Where do you see Jesus in the everyday?